yeah.
Have you got
I'm
your
sorry.
phone to hand by any chance?
Yeah, I do. Let's do it.
We're gonna play a game of Apple Music roulette. Ooh.
Amazing. So what do I need to do?
So if you go into like whatever is akin to your liked playlist, so just songs that you've liked.
Song like recently played or something like that is probably easy, isn't it? Just because like like songs will just be like an there's too much on here.
And then just hit shuffle, and we want 3 songs. Don't play them out loud, copyright and things like that is always an issue.
Hang on.
Just let
Hang
us
on,
know
wait. Yeah. So 3 songs.
3 songs, and just let us know what they are, basically.
Okay, so let's do the first one. Let me just get it ready. Do you want me to play it in the mic?
No, don't play it just because we'll get
right.
copyright strike.
The first one is Obey, Youngblood with Bring Me the Horizon.
Nice.
Good
Okay.
shout.
Wow.
Like
Great
that.
song.
Yeah, it's
I'm in a big Bring Me the Horizon phase at the moment. I only really got into them last year, and I've been making up for lost time.
Nice. Well, one of our guests that we released an episode with recently is a huge Bring Me fan. Tom.
Oh yeah, big up Tom.
Yeah.
Oh my god, mate, they are fantastic. Like my other half, she's loved them like since she was a teenager, and I think she had it. She said once at 15, she had a T-shirt that said "I partied naked with Bring Me the Horizon," which is actually, in hindsight, not the kind of T-shirt you want in the current climate. But yeah, mate, it's this latest album. I heard, like I'd heard them, I'd even played them on the radio a bit, but it was 10 Statues That Cried Blood off their latest album. Blew my head off as a song, and I went, what is this? And basically have gone back and consumed everything.
Got to be done. Did we not see them at Slam Dunk?
No, you need to meet Tom though, because that was his choice for their encore song for this.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh mate, what a like it is a great. They've done that rare thing where I think a lot of those kind of hardcore bands and like niche music bands don't ever kind of have the foresight to go, we can't do this forever.
Yeah.
And I think Bring Me made me a really smart choice many years ago to go, let's get on Radio 1 and and they've become, considering their first album, there's not a hook on it. And then now it's all big hooks, like catchy melodies, like they're so good at it.
Yeah.
And then the first album is just shouting.
It is. Yeah.
It's an absolute, like it's decent, but it's a mess if you're not into it.
I'm into it.
Just quickly with what you're asking, you just asked if we saw them at Slam Dunk.
Yeah, didn't they make the pit? Who was that?
No, so last time I saw them, they were supporting Lostprophets.
Can't really talk about Lostprophets.
We can't. Well, we
Let's
can.
talk about Lostprophets.
Let's talk about Lostprophets.
Big fan of their Type In Women. And no, I don't really mean that. Please don't edit that there. My first gig was Green Day. Like, you were there. My next gig was the Lostprophets at the Astoria in Tottenham Court Road. Great venue.
Good venue.
It's now Crossrail. What a gig. They were... What a shame he ruined it for all of them, because they were so talented.
All the time.
It's a piss take. Because I want to listen to their songs. I do, but obviously I can't because I'm not allowed to by...
I do.
Rooftops. I'll play that.
I'm so
times.
glad you said...
Last Train Home. I remember once I had a mate who used to do you remember Propaganda, like the rock club night?
Yes.
And he went, the biggest tragedy to Propaganda was not being able to play Last Train Home.
Yeah.
100%.
What a tune. Burn. Oh, they were good. Although I will say they did have a lot of filler. They weren't all bangers. Like some of those albums are stodgy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
See,
but
this must be quite nice. If we're into the same music, like this is great. I never have this conversation with people.
This is it. We I don't think we ever go this deep with it, and it's like...
Sorry, am I a bit too niche?
no, not at all.
It's perfect because there's obviously a huge audience that love this kind of music, but it's just we haven't.
Also, what the other 5 guy? He was only a sixth of it.
Well, I still follow Lee
Didn't
on
they do something else?
Twitter. Yeah, no devotion.
They tried with the guy from Thursday.
Exactly, and it just. I mean, he lives in America, so it's not exactly easy.
But apparently, like, because some of them will live. Like, I think it's that everyone was going, how did they not know? And I'm like, no one in a band lives. They don't live on the same street. They're not Ant and Dec, Like,
And I wouldn't be telling others that anyway.
and also, because pre that I was sort of just into showbiz, like just into TV before that happened, and like by all accounts he was an absolute prick, and they all hated him anyway.
Oh shit.
Well, weirdly, like the show that I saw bring me supporting them was in Wales, and it was the kind of Town Called Hypocrisy album. That was what they were playing for. And I remember we were staying at the local hotel, and these very young girls were coming up to us after, and they're like, "Yeah, we just met the whole band, and they signed our stuff." Ian was a bit weird.
Yeah. And you were like, "Oh my god, they're your first words," you know. But yeah, by all accounts, I heard like already. I think it happens a lot with bands. That you've been in bands. The good thing about being a comic is there's no one else. I mean, behind the scenes, but like you're not stuck with anyone on tour and also in a band like that, you blow up and you're on tour all over. You're not home for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like most of the, 80% of the nights, I come home because I can drive myself back if it's within 3 hours or 4 hours. But they're out away, rubbing each other up. Even if you're friends, that's hard work.
It's hard. Yeah.
And then he's going, "Do you want to see these photos on my phone?" You go, "No, Ian, not again."
Not again, Ian. I think the worst thing to come from it was H.
Have you seen this fitty I saw in Mothercare?
Do you remember that?
H from Steps got ribbed for being called
'Cause
Ian
he
Watkins, didn't he?
No, did they not? They used his face.
Yeah, in all the reports, they used the wrong pictures.
That's savage.
That's fucked up. Yeah.
That's really shit. People ring them.
If Matt Edmondson ever gets done for being a nonce, he isn't. This is just an if imaginary. It's going to ruin my career.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I might just get done for it to ruin his.
It's reciprocal. Yeah, love it.
Right, do the independent venue to shout out. I like this bit because it flies the flag a little bit. So, Matt, what we do is we like to give a shout out to a independent venue because they are dying a little bit, struggling, being bought out, being turned into flats. All kinds of shit is going on. Is there any independent venue that you love that you want to give a shout out to?
So there's a club in Oxford called the Bullingdon Arms, and it's kind of like, I don't know what it is for bands, but they have a comedy club there every Saturday, and I do it all the time. But yeah, like it's gross. It's absolutely disgusting in there, but that is what you want, isn't it?
Exactly.
I don't want to have a wee in a toilet that's dry.
No.
I want every surface to be absolutely soaking for no reason. But they do loads of amazing stuff, loads of good club nights. They sort of have lent into D&B and stuff a bit more now, but like they still have loads of good bands there.
Nice.
Bullingdon Arms. Shout out,
Billy.
Love that.
Let's set the scene.
Let's set the scene. So we're going to move into the actual the main reason why you're here now that we're
Yeah, sorry, mate. We're an hour in, and I haven't spoken about what you want me to.
It's fine because we tend to do this. We kind of split the whole thing in half, where it tends to be like the first half is essentially just asking you nonsense questions, and then we do like 20 minutes on your dream gig, and then call it a day.
It's just an excuse to chat, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Podcast.
5 minutes on Ian Watkins.
Mate,
Good
you
times.
got to talk about Lostprophets.
What a tragedy, because he was in Steps. Yeah?
Yeah. Fucking Ian.
Is this thing fucking on? What's going on? Anyway, let's do the gig.
What venue are you doing your...
So, I am going to do it at the Milton Keynes Bowl, just because it has a special place in my heart, because it was my first ever gig. What I like about the Milton Keynes Bowl is it's democratic. So there is no tiered system of tickets. I'm sure you could put in a golden circle, but I've never been to a gig where everyone's paid the same. It's how early you get there, or if you want to stand at the back, it's all sloped. So it means that even if you stand at the back, so I went to Bloodfest last year, when Youngblood did his thing there.
Yeah.
And we didn't really know anyone who was on. We know Youngblood, obviously. Excuse me. And we decided, let's go and sit on the slope. And we still had a cracking gig. Whereas when I'm at the O2 up somewhere, I think it's because I didn't have £400. Fuck you.
Yeah, I get that.
I
That's
love
why
that.
I like Brixton Academy. That little slope goes down,
Mate, all those old theatres, because they put them, the seats are all on slopes in a lot of theatres.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Love that. Brixton.
So it's a big venue, I understand. I imagine a lot of people go for intimacy, but I just think I like the vibe and it's got a special place in my heart.
No, I think it's a bloody good
It's
pick.
a huge choice.
It's a
yeah,
good
love
venue.
that.
And in terms of who you're going with, so basically, I say this all the time, but I've been to gigs where I can't even remember how the actual gig was, but I had the sickest night because of the lads and girls that I went with, people that I've been friends with for years. So who's coming with you?
So I'm going to take my friend Adam. So Adam now sells cloud solutions, but he's really into music. He's become a proper person. And every gig we've ever been to together, even if like we've done it where, when you go to a band you're not as bothered about, but they love.
Yeah.
You don't feel unincluded. He makes you involved. And the same, he comes to gigs where he's not as into the band, but I am.
Yeah.
And it's still a good time. It doesn't matter that you're not into it and you don't know every word of every song.
That's
Love
like
that.
us.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You've dragged me to some.
I've dragged you to some
some
questionable
things.
gigs. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
What's the worst gig he's taken you to?
That is a good question.
The worst? Probably
Yeah, go on.
Taking Back Sunday.
Fuck you.
Many
Yeah,
times.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see them.
But look, you go knowing that. It's like, I've
yeah.
seen Blink, right? And Blink 182, for those who aren't, into it. I saw them with Matt Skiba, and I saw them with Tom DeLonge when he came back, and I was like, oh, he's shit at this.
Yeah.
He cannot sing an absolute note. Whereas Skiba, brilliant. Could sing, was brilliant, like did all their old songs brilliantly. Tom can't sing. He's awful live.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't mind. But the thing is, the whole Blink, like one of my mates is like a Blink 182 obsessive, and he goes, "No, I know he's shit. Like, but so it's fine." Is it when it's £300 a ticket?
Has he always been shit?
Yeah.
Has
He's never been amazing, that's for sure.
I saw Angels and Airwaves, and it was horrendous.
Oh no.
Oh, it was like a bag of cats being shaked.
Did you know the bass player from
I'm into that.
Angels and Airways is the former bass player from Taking Back Sunday? There you are.
Is it? That's probably why
Knowledge.
shit.
Look at that. He's a Taking Back Sunday weirdo.
Yeah.
So I went to Warped Tour years ago. I was in Canada on holiday with my granddad, and I took my granddad to Warped Tour. And do you remember Fred from Taking Back Sunday?
Yeah.
He had another thing for a while.
The Colour Fred.
The Colour Fred. And I remember I saw them, and my granddad was stood by the fence, and he could see the band when they came off stage. He went, "Oi, over here." And he went, "My grandson wants to come back and like hang out." And they went, "Yeah, fine." Just went backstage with them for a bit.
Amazing.
My granddad like pimped me out.
To Fred.
Thank God I wasn't into Lostprophets.